You know, in the big theater of everyday life, we're pretty much always on stage. Every little thing we do, a gesture, a word, how we talk to someone, it all sends a signal about who we are. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the 7 social sins. These are the things that people notice way more than you probably think. So, let me ask you this. What impression do you really make? It's a tough question, right? Most of us don't really think about it because we're kind of blind to the little signals we're constantly sending out. But here's the thing. People are making up their minds about us, forming these lasting opinions, all based on just split-second observations.
There's actually a name for this in psychology. It's called social perception, and it's basically this super fast subconscious thing our brains do. We're constantly analyzing someone's behavior, their tone of voice, all those little nonverbal cues to figure them out. And look, it's not about being judgmental. It's just a fundamental part of how we interact. Honestly, it's a hardwired survival skill.
All right, so let's get into it. The first and maybe the most revealing thing people notice is super simple. It's all about how you treat other people. Seriously, more than anything else, those direct interactions are like a window straight into your true character.
So for this first section, we're going to break down 3 specific behaviors. We'll look at how you treat service workers, that all too common habit of interrupting people, and what happens when we just ignore basic everyday courtesy.
Think about it. It's like a character test that everyone's watching. People pay really close attention to how you treat service staff because it instantly shows them how you handle a situation where you have a little bit of power. If you're rude to a waiter, that immediately flags you as arrogant, maybe lacking empathy. But if you show patience, even if your order is wrong, that signals something completely different. It shows emotional maturity, self-control, and those are qualities everybody, and I mean everybody, admires.
Okay, next up, interrupting. I know, it can seem kind of harmless, but psychologically it's a huge deal. It sends this loud and clear nonverbal signal that you're impatient and, frankly, disrespectful. Your brain can actually see an interruption as a kind of social challenge, like a mini fight for dominance. So when you actually wait your turn to speak, you're not being weak or passive. No way. You're showing real confidence and that you actually care about what the other person has to say.
And what about those really small things? Well, they have huge social meaning. Holding a door open for someone, just saying please and thank you. These are not just empty gestures we were taught as kids. They're signals. They tell people, hey, I see you. I acknowledge you're here. It shows you're willing to cooperate, to make things run smoothly for everyone. Each one is like a tiny little display of empathy, the stuff that really acts as social glue.
So it's not just about how you interact with others directly. People are also noticing how you manage your own space. And that brings us to our second big section, minding your personal bubble. And I don't just mean physical space. I'm talking about the information you put out there and how you put it out there.
In this part, we're going to tackle 2 major and very modern social sins. First, having really loud personal conversations in public places. And second, that habit we're all a little guilty of, constantly checking your phone when you're supposed to be with someone.
Think about it. When you're on the phone in a coffee shop, loudly discussing your relationship drama or money problems, you're basically forcing a bunch of strangers to be part of your private life. It kind of breaks this unspoken social rule, and people see it as a sign of poor self-awareness. But being discreet, that signals social intelligence. It shows you respect the shared space you're in.
And this leads us to a social sin so common it even has its own name, phubbing. You know, phone snubbing. And here's the crucial thing to get. Every single time you glance at your phone while someone is talking to you, you're sending a powerful message. And that message is, whatever is on this screen is more important than you are right now. It's a direct hit, a clear signal of disinterest that really damages that social connection.
Okay, for our last section, let's turn the focus inward a bit, because the way we handle our own internal feelings has a massive external effect. This is all about what I'd call your public vibe. You know, how your emotions ripple out and end up affecting everyone around you.
And the last 2 sins we're going to look at are 1. Complaining all the time, and 2. Having those big, over-the-top emotional reactions in public. Both of these really come down to one thing: emotional regulation.
You ever wonder why being around a constant complainer is so draining? Well, there's a psychological reason for it. It turns out negative emotions are literally contagious. It's a real thing called emotional contagion. So when you complain, you're not just venting, you're actively spreading that tension and stress to other people. And what happens over time? People start to associate you with that bad feeling, with that pessimism.
In the same way, having a big emotional outburst in public just makes everyone around you super uncomfortable. It's seen as a total lack of self-control. On the flip side, the ability to stay calm under pressure, that skill we call emotional regulation, is a huge sign of maturity. It tells other people that you're stable, you're reliable, and yeah, that you're trustworthy.
So what does all this add up to? Well, you can think of it as your lasting social echo. Every single one of these small, seemingly insignificant behaviors, they all combine to create that final lasting impression you leave behind.
And the most important thing to remember here is that your reputation, it isn't built on some grand gesture or one big moment. Not at all. It's forged in the fire of these small, consistent, everyday actions. It's really about how you act when you think no one important is even watching.
So yeah, these 7 behaviors, they have a huge impact on how people see you. From something as simple as basic courtesy, all the way to how you manage your phone, every single one contributes to the unspoken story you're telling the world about yourself.
And if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this, because it just summarizes everything perfectly. People might forget exactly what you said, but they will almost never forget how your behavior made them feel. In the end, the words fade away, but that emotional impact, that's what sticks around. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.